So this video is to help you when you are finishing off your skeleton cat. So just to have a good look around this one, on the back you've got two small shoulder blades that go in here that are crocheted on. Your ribs going in, and we've got 4 ribs on this one with a gap then before the pelvis goes in right at the bottom. And you're creating that spine that goes into the tail in one go, and then you work back down adding those bobbles in, so you get that lovely curve shape to the cat's tail. And with this one you've got your 2 eye sockets and your nose hole as well, because controversially, and one that I've debated for a long time, I'm actually going to add an ear onto this one. So with the others, the kind of features that obviously are skin rather than bone are not featured, but with the cat, for me, I felt it was such a defining feature of a cat that it actually worked very nicely when they go on in black. So the nostril is a hole on this one rather than sewn in, and instead it will have ears sewn into place. So all you need to do is, once you've made your ears, they sit right on the back of the cat's head. So this is how it would go if it was a regular cat rather than a skeleton cat as well, is the ears aren't designed to go on the top of the head at all. They sit right on the back of the head to help form the cat shape, and then it will curve around when you then sew it into place. So position it in like that. And I'm actually going to be back stitching, because we're sewing such high contrast, rather than over sewing as we do most of the time. I'm actually going to back stitch to make sure it's really nice and we've not got any extra stitches sitting there. So position that in, curve it around because I want it to curve up like that, and then back stitch this in place. Then when it comes to putting together the legs, so you need to get your long bone and your short bone, and we're going to be using the ends to sew them in place. So you're going to be sewing the one with the end up onto the body. So take your short bone, gather the stitches at the end, and then sew it in place onto the bottom of the long bone. Then with the bone tips, all you need to do is you want to keep them nice and pointy so they can act as claws. So just gather the stitches that sit on the end, and then sew that length back through and out the blunter part, and then you can just sew those directly into place on the end. So when it comes to sewing them into place, the top arm or the front leg, we want to sew that into place just above the top of the shoulder blade here. So you put the spine in and then those top shoulder blades in, and just sew it into the bottom of the head and then through like that. And then underneath, and give it a couple more stitches in case it's going to end up getting carried around by its spindly arm. I didn't leave myself a very long end there. Always best to leave them slightly longer than that one that I had there. So that's the top one in. Now for the bottom one. So just make sure that your claws are facing forwards, and then line it up symmetrically with the pelvis, like that, either side of the central hole. And then the second ear.